That's space. Our spaceship just landed.
Yeah, there we are.
That was our door opening. You'd be able to tell if you could see the door. Hi!
Man, visual gags in a comedy podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to Nerdy Neighbors. I am Vince.
I'm Zach. I let Vince introduce himself first this time.
Yeah, he's
we flip a coin before every pod, and I've been on a streak.
Yeah, he has a two-faced coin. Fucking monster.
So, this is Nerdy Neighbors.
This is Nerdy Neighbors, comic book podcast where we talk about comic book stuff we like.
And don't enunciate.
Yeah.
Blanket spoiler warning, which we did not do last episode.
We didn't really spoil too much.
No, I don't care. We should definitely just be nice to people and go, hey, spoiler, for whatever you read in the description.
Yes, we don't hold anything dear. If you listen to this podcast, don't hold anything dear.
We opened every show with news.
Yes, and I have nada.
Yeah. So it's not just news, it's things that interest us. And sometimes ain't shit going on. Mm-hmm. Except today at work, I read this thing that David Ayers, the director of Suicide Squad, was tweeting that some of the original concepts for Suicide Squad is going to involve the Parademons and Darkseid and be setting up Justice League more. So the concept would have been that Darkseid had used a mother box to control the Enchantress. And so instead of these mud zombies, they would have been parademons. Right. And some other connective tissue. Did you hear about this?
No.
Okay.
Goodness
no. So you perish the thought.
You remember when we started talking and I said that there are two films that I will not defend? Mm-hmm. Suicide Squad is one of those films.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a trash film from start to finish.
But do you think this would have helped it or hurt it?
I don't think. So they got the role.
Shoot that horse.
They got the role of Suicide Squad fundamentally wrong. Like, the reason for Suicide Squad to exist is they're supposed to do things that superheroes can't do. You don't send a crazy lady with a bat to take down a god. Mm-hmm. You just don't do it. So if they would have made a Darkseid and Parademons, that would have actually been worse. I don't know how, but it would have actually
the government wouldn't have known what it was.
Even still.
So it's introducing the audience.
But you know. Worst case scenario best case scenario is that they get a film that is exactly the same as Suicide Squad, a bad film.
With Parademons in it. With
Parademons, yeah. Congratulations.
Where do you land on it?
I mean, hello.
Yeah,
I know. So I haven't. Not only have I not seen Suicide Squad, I haven't seen Justice League either.
Justice League.
I hated the way the Parademons looked in Batman v Superman. So on that front, I don't think it would affect my feelings.
Well, if you'd have seen, I didn't realize you hadn't seen it at all.
No,
I would have asked
you don't like the way they looked.
No, I don't know.
That's great.
They look. I mean,
it was dark.
They're just like a brown bug mess. That kind of looked like a Jack Kirby thing, to me. But
I can see that.
But at the same time, like their original look, it's like bright green and yellow and stuff. So I don't know if that's
a fault in DC in general.
Or just the new God Jack Kirby stuff is insanely colorful,
vibrant.
But that would be kind of cool to see in a film. Instead of the
color, it would be great to see.
It would be nice.
It would be great to see in a Suicide Squad film that has some of the most colorful characters in the world. Captain Boomerang is blue, not gray.
Yeah, I feel like another thing with Suicide Squad that bothers me is that, along the lines of what you said, sort of, is that like without an established, it's like trying to break the status quo before there's a status quo at all.
Right.
You know, like, it's like, oh, here's our wacky group. We don't even have a regular group.
You know, that was the issue with Zack Snyder. Like, Zack Snyder set out to deconstruct superheroes without constructing superheroes.
Yeah.
Because, like, he made Watchmen, and Watchmen...
I like Watchmen.
That movie.
I like Watchmen.
I really did.
Yeah.
But in that...
And
that's taking a series that was built on deconstructing superheroes, and then he immediately transitions into just a superhero franchise where you have to build them up instead of breaking them down.
But, alright, the thing with Watchmen is he just filmed Watchmen. He didn't tinker with it. It wasn't his spin on Watchmen.
Good.
Okay, but then he doesn't get credit for that.
I I mean, he did slow-mo.
He's a tracer. Have you ever seen?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
In that movie, he's a tracer in that movie.
There was enough Zack Snyder in that movie to make it a Zack Snyder movie.
The essence of an Axe commercial, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, Sucker Punch is a good movie.
I never saw that.
You lost me. Crazy Act 3 decisions were made that couldn't have been in the original script.
Yeah, if you point to an Act 3 that a Zack Snyder film does well.
I actually think Watchmen, even though a lot of that isn't the original thing, but he changed a ton of it, and
he didn't really change a ton of it.
Not a ton of it.
He got rid of the squid.
The squid.
He dropped the squid.
Even though that's something I would like. I wonder if the squid will be in this HBO.
Well, we talked about that with Thanos. That kind of thing where, like, I don't know, you're not in my head, but, like, I don't know if audience would be like, I get it!
Yeah.
Like, because with Thanos, we talked about how, like, I don't know if audiences would accept the personification of death and being in love with it and being on a mission for that.
Yeah. I think they changed Thanos for the times rather well. I don't think that a squid would have tracked as well.
Well, you hit the nail on the head with Thanos when you said he's the...
grape in a vest.
No, that bothers me when you say that. When you said he's foil for Tony Stark. He's opposite. He's the Negaduck to Tony Stark's Darkwing Duck.
You want to talk about weird, messed up universes, Darkwing Duck.
All day. We should do an episode.
Oh, we will.
I would love to revisit
theme
that.
song alone.
Zach, who is this person here?
Yeah. Who am I?
We have a new neighbor. This is my brother Jojo.
Hello.
And the crowd goes, somebody's throwing underwear. What is
me and Jojo were raised by
the
same woman, who is a ginormous nerd.
Yeah.
And so I come from nerdy ilk.
Come by it honest.
Yes.
I like to say.
So we have a lot of shared interests, and there's a lot of stuff.
Sure.
You know, he's got better input than me.
He adds another circle to our Venn diagram.
Yeah. He does add another circle. So actually, with no further ado.
Yes, we're going to transition into, because we don't have a lot of news, we're going to transition into JoJo and Vince's Anime Corner.
Anime Corner, yes!
Alright, JoJo. What are you watching?
What am I watching? Okay, so right now, I'm watching Hero Academia, of course. I was an early... I hate to jump on this hipster thing. He
is related to Zach.
Yes. I was on top of that show the second I saw it existed. Superheroes and anime. It's 100% of my alley. Yes, and on top of that, I have this sort of X-Men. Like, there are no X-Men in my life right now, and it's sort of filling that hole of a bunch of superpowered mutant students in a school boarding together. All of that is fantastic.
It does it so well. Like, it shows, like, these kids want to be something bigger, but they're still kids, and every character has so much depth. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
Favorite character, I mean, damn. Probably Izuku. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love him. I think the first chapter of the manga is excellent and extremely compelling to me. I found it unbelievably compelling. The idea, not to get entirely sidetracked, but just the
we do that here.
The idea, like,
we just talked for 8 minutes about David Ayer.
The core of that first chapter is all about All Might, he is giving you as a reader and the main character that you can be a hero too. And it's just a beautiful sentiment, and I love that Deku is a crybaby.
He's Peter Parker.
Yeah, he's very Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You know,
he's a superhero nerd. He wants nothing more than to be a superhero in a world full of them.
Yes.
But he's a part of the 20% of the population that was born without a superpower.
Yes.
And he is gifted his superpower by his idol.
Yeah, Superman, basically.
Yeah, basically Superman.
Yeah.
And it's spectacular.
It is a fantastic series. It's kind of the hot thing now in the anime world. Hotness. It is definitely the new hotness. It's not undeserved. Mm-hmm. It really, if you're familiar with the genre, It does subvert your expectations.
A lot.
Yeah.
Especially with my favorite character, Bakugo.
Yeah, Bakugo.
Who is played out to be like the rival character, like the
Vegeta.
Better than there. He's very much the Vegeta.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
But done in a way where he's not antagonistic for the sole purpose of being antagonistic.
Right.
He's layered. It's wonderful.
I think Bakugo is interesting. I hesitate to say that I straight on like him, even though like even into the mangas. Do you read the manga? You watch the anime?
No, strictly the anime.
Okay, cool. Even as deep as they are into the manga right now, until that little motherfucker apologizes for telling Deku to go kill himself.
Yeah.
I'm not down on this guy. He can go screw.
I mean,
he can go screw.
Go screw!
He's a child. I understand that. They're like 14. You know.
Yeah.
And Frank.
Vague.
Thank you, sir.
Big teenage years.
And frankly, they've kind of buried the hatchet at this point in the series.
They have that mutual admiration.
Yeah. It's less aggressive. But like he's a very popular character among the fan base, and I think it's deserved. I think he is complex, certainly, and I do like him. But I hesitate to be like, you know.
I have a friend, Allison, who we should have called for this.
Oh yeah, you should have.
She would have
Okay,
loved
so
this.
here's what about Hunter x Hunter?
I love Hunter x Hunter. It is.
Get out of here! This is the Hunter x Hunter episode.
It very well may be
yes.
my favorite
oh my
anime
god!
ever created.
Oh,
I love the.
I could kiss you. I could kiss you.
We will
I know,
make
he's
out.
a treasure.
Yeah,
I know,
goodness gracious.
You know,
I
Hunter x
noticed
Hunter is
his
fantastic.
Spider-Man tattoo, and I was like, "Do you got a mic? Because we're doing a podcast."
It is my favorite thing of all time.
Yeah, it's so well built. Every character in it is fantastic. They add a lot of depth to the magic system that they use. It's not just like, hey, we're gonna Ex Machina our way out of these situations. The Phantom Troop, Phantom Troop.
So
they're
good.
a group of villains who just do their own thing. They're led by an enigmatic figure, but there's an episode.
Are they phantoms, or is that just
No. They're thieves.
Oh, they're like
They're
kill
thieves.
Yeah, they're kill
Yeah.
squad. They're just thieves.
They're just mercs.
It's to even say mercs is too much. They just do what they want.
Yeah.
In world.
But
in the world.
Is there a hierarchy?
Yes.
Is there a leader?
Yeah.
There's
Phantom
one
Squad?
leader, and then everybody else is the same.
I'm Peter Phantom.
Yeah.
Phantom Squad, sound off!
They're called the
Benjamin
Phantom
Troop.
They're called the Phantom Troop, but they also go by the spiders, and so there's the head spider and then the legs.
Yeah, there's 8 legs.
So
of the spider.
sorry.
No, it's
No.
so
Peter
great.
and Benjamin must be the leaders, though,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But
Their
so
dad,
funny.
my dad started this with Ben's dad. Sorry.
No, it's great. But there's an episode where one of the Phantom Troop, these villains, one of the Phantom Troop is killed.
Mm-hmm.
And normally in that, like in an anime of all things, you would expect the group to get together and they'd be like, oh, well, he wasn't weak enough to take care of himself. They are heartbroken
Right.
because one of their good friends was killed.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
right.
are heroes.
So
in
carry
their-
emotional weight with the characters.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like everybody sees themselves as the heroes of their own story, them included. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
There's one character specifically who wouldn't visualize himself as a
Hisoka?
good character.
Yeah,
Hisoka.
Hisoka, yeah.
But the fact that his character is so one note is also a huge part of his character, and it helps the story in so many ways. It's really great.
It's incredible. I don't know how much you like Hero Academy. You probably could tip your toe into. I wish I could get you to watch Hunter x Hunter. I would start our own podcast episode by episode, just going.
I might be
forward.
into that.
Oh my god, I would love it.
I don't want to break up the anime talk,
Yeah,
but I do want to say to you, go ahead. No,
Okay.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Real quick,
Mhm.
still in the anime corner and the subsection of the anime corner.
Yes,
of
get out of our
Hunter.
anime corner.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No Zach's allowed.
Like,
Go
who
read
are your
some
favorite
Panda
Hunter x Hunter
stuff.
characters? Like,
Gon.
Gon.
He's a wonderful,
He's here.
He's a wonderful little boy.
Sorry.
I originally despised Killua because I thought he was just like the Sasuke
yes,
of the anime.
same.
But the episode that shows his family and like the way he interacts, I really got to liking him. And then
That is so-
Netero.
I had the exact same like viewing arc with Killua. I was like,
Yep.
oh, I get this kid. He's like
Yeah.
a rich murder kid, whatever. Who cares? He
and
sucks.
And then he turns.
Yeah,
He's
and is
so good.
awesome for is easily maybe the best character. One of all of them.
Yeah.
All of them are great. It is an endless. If you like, if what you desire from your fiction and media are like deep, nuanced characters, everywhere you look, this is the series for you.
Oh yeah,
because it is like filled to the brim. You know, I watch it like every 2 months, I'll just be like, I don't know.
Just waiting for that hiatus to end.
Well,
just refreshing.
Do you read that manga?
No.
Oh my god.
Do you read much manga at all?
Yeah,
I don't read.
Question.
I don't read manga just
Well,
because it's a more expensive hobby than comic books to keep up on.
Yeah, he's a good friend, and he shares his comics with me, and I don't see any mangas in there.
No,
I actually just read that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah,
did you read that? I mean, you must have.
I've read everything in my
Yeah, well, you never know. Some stuff might just be sitting there.
Oh, yeah, no.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was like a cat guy with an eye patch.
My.
Keep interrupting anime
So,
corner.
are you watching anything from this season?
Poof. See, now, I'm not that heavy, honestly. Other than Hero Academy, Megalobox.
Megalobox
Ruled. I think I could get him into that. He would like that.
Megalobox
is
Have
about...
you ever seen
Cowboy
Bebop?
Hell yes,
Yeah.
I've seen
It's,
I love
it's Cowboy Bebop.
It's a lot
It's
like
a
Bebop.
modern day Cowboy
Oh,
Bebop.
I love Cowboy
Only
Bebop.
it's about boxing in the future.
Yeah.
And it's about a street rat who enters in these...
I've seen part of this at the
I was
beach.
watching it right before.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic series.
It's very good.
I got really... Even before that, speaking of
Cowboy
boxing...
Bebop, pound for pound,
Yeah,
one of the best theme songs
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
on the planet.
1,000%.
It's so cool.
Yeah, the whole...
I think Samurai Champloo's up there for me.
that one's very good, too.
It's a good theme song.
That
I
was
love
And
great.
the 90s Toonami Dragon Ball Z theme song.
Oh, yeah.
It is way up there for me. It's right next to my X-Men theme song. Those
The
two
guy
are
who
like,
the guy who did
I'm gonna go
the
jogging.
Samurai Champloo theme song, he passed away, but he released a ton of music. He just didn't through any mean that is easily accessible. So I manually went through YouTube scrolling for his stuff and just downloaded everything, like coded it the way it would show up properly in my phone, and then just put it on my phone.
You maniac.
Yeah.
No, it's worth it. I mean, Cowboy...
Super good.
That whole... the entire Cowboy Bebop soundtrack is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually, my friend Randy, who did your guys' theme song.
But we are writing a musical together.
Musical.
It's
Oh
funny
my
that you
goodness.
said that.
Yeah. Wow. Sorry. I hate to breaking news, guys.
He loves soap operas and I love musicals.
He owns a ton of Cowboy
gonna
Bebop. I said Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
I'm a baby.
My brother's 3 years old.
Yes.
My
Cowboy Bebop. He owns a bunch of sheet music and is totally into it. It's fantastic. Anime Corner ceased.
Yes.
Oh, really? I don't want to make it, guys.
No,
I got time to burn.
there isn't much else. Like, if you're not
Yeah.
watching That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime,
No,
I highly
I
recommend
do know
it.
that series.
It's very good.
I just started watching. This is an old series. See, I watch a lot of old stuff.
Mhm.
And my new
Ronin Warriors.
well,
No, I'm just joking.
Ronin Warriors is fun, but
Pretty big into
Hajime no
Zoids.
Ippo.
Hajime no Ippo is so good.
I finally got around to watching Ippo.
I
That
love
show's amazing.
sports anime
Yes.
in general. If you don't watch Haikyuu, you should watch Haikyuu.
You know what?
Haikyuu's really good.
He keeps asking me about this, not to crush us out of Anime Corner, but you just did a voice that, do you watch Venture Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You do? We're big into Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
I got him the art book for his birthday.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
I recommend you put that on your Christmas list.
You should. It's
It's
very good.
interesting. Well, he might not say it, but he's a little bit... So, yeah.
Who, me? Are you
No,
talking about him? Oh,
both of you
cool,
guys,
yeah.
look, you guys don't know that about each other.
No,
Both
we
of you
don't.
guys
This is our first time meeting.
Yeah. Both you guys can sketch a sketch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That was...
That's
fucking
what I
clever.
said.
We
Yeah.
can
I'm a
etch a sketch
wordsmith.
out. Yeah.
And the art book is not just like, it's not just, it's a lot of like concept stuff, and this is what we were thinking, and this is what was motivating us. It's a really fascinating, like, we were looking through it, and we were kind of laughing and being like, hell yes, this is exactly what I wanted. These are the ramblings of madmen.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I buy a lot of art books because I like them in general, but they're pretty bare, honestly, as far as like text.
Mhm.
This is literally filled. every page
That's
with
awesome.
text.
If Venture Brothers never was picked up as a show and Doc Hammer was just a homeless guy, you would find this exact book in his on his dead body because he'd have written the show in his head, and this would have to be somewhere.
I think that's
it is
true.
that type of book of like, oh, this is an inevitable fact of the universe.
Yeah,
it's like in Doctor Who, this would be a fixed point in time. Highly recommend.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll check it out.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I think that's the end of.
No, that's the end of it.
Yeah, that's the end of that.
JoJo's Anime Corner.
We'll talk about it in nerdy things we did.
I'll probably come back for more anime.
I have something.
JoJo's Bizarre Anime Corner is such a better title.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, we'll have him back. We could do a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's got time.
I do. Especially talk about anime
and
or
also
Hunter.
It's the future. We could wire him in.
Oh, that's so much more effort than I want to put into this. But okay.
No, we could probably we're here for a reason, goddammit.
Yeah. Let's get down to brass heckin' tacks. Young Justice. Season 1.
Justice. Season 1.
Exclusively.
Season 1.
Yes. Season 1.
Yeah, you know what? You say that double to yourself. Because you're a big picture guy,
buddy.
You think of everything.
Yeah. I think of a series as a whole.
A friendly listener pointed out to me that he thought it was funny that you kept bringing up Defenders, and he thought you were doing it to mess with me, which I kept saying to him, no.
I'd never do that.
It's Vince's weird instincts.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm not saying you would never do that. I'm saying in that particular case,
it was a fact.
Yeah. This is how Vince looks at things.
Well, I think the lucky thing with Young Justice Season 1 is it's a relatively complete, contained story. The next part of it is a time skip.
I'm glad you're here because if you weren't here to bring it back to Young Justice, I might have gone into. Thanks, man. It is. Well, okay. Let's lay some. Here's the thing we never do that I always wish we did is
some type of order.
Well, all right, some type of order, but let's read some kind of crappy Netflix overview.
Well,
or summary.
Something I wanted to say real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Was that I have accidentally followed Greg Weisman's career like my entire life. That is the gentleman in question. And like
you could do this much better than me. Okay.
So loved Gargoyles. Obviously, I think this whole table. Loved Gargoyles, watched
Big Gargoyles fans
here. It's fantastic. Holds up. How is that possible?
We talked about it pre-recording anything. Gargoyles is on our list of things to do a whole episode.
Yeah. Okay. So
and it's quite obvious that the head of Gargoyles is also a major figure in Young Justice, especially
absolutely, yes, and not just with the voice cast.
Yeah,
no,
but
yeah,
even obviously because
Star Trek people,
it's full of Star Trek.
Chakotay,
is
in season 2.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Sorry, I did it.
How dare you?
Get out!
Fuck, I lost my train of thought now.
You're following Greg Wiseman, Gargoyles.
Yes, Gargoyles, and then we have Spectacular Spider-Man, which is, I don't know, see, I'm sure there are blips in between there, but for me, it goes Gargoyles, Spectacular Spider-Man, which is incredible. Do you remember that show?
I remember you continuously recommending it to me. Yes, there was a time when me and...
It might be the best Spider-Man.
It's definitely...
You might be able to help me out with this. It was 2003, 2004-ish. Comics were really good. Civil War was happening. And JoJo and I were going to the comic store every Wednesday. We had hold lists and stuff like that, and we actually had some things that, like, once we got savvy enough in the fact that we were doing this, it was like, hey, you get this and I'll get that. And JoJo's thing was Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
JoJo was a big Ultimate Spider-Man. So, like, but the OG Ultimate Spider-Man, I think, not to talk shit, he fell off once.
I know.
Once Steve Eminem started doing the artwork, I think they kind of lost JoJo.
Well, really, after Ultimatum, I
Ultimatum also ruined.
Ruined.
Okay, all right. Ultimatum left a bad taste in most of the Mossad boys' mouth, and all of us didn't go back to that restaurant.
Yeah, I was pretty invested in... I was invested in the Ultimate Universe only because of Ultimate Spider-Man. I did collect X-Men, and I had some of the other books.
So the reason I said that is because...
sorry.
No. Oh, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but the reason I said that is, A, you guys both are Spider-Man guys.
True.
But B, this is why probably he has more of a... Yeah.
What up?
Oh, quick Spider-Man tangent!
Yeah.
I got
Do it.
skewered by these people for saying that Andrew Garfield is more fuckable than Tom Holland.
Oh.
Wait, what? No, that's just irrefutable fact.
Thank you!
Andrew Garfield is way hotter than Tom Holland.
There, it's on the pod. It's on the pod.
Okay.
All he has is
Carbon
eyes. Cha-ching.
No,
All right,
no,
now,
no.
moving
Tom
on.
Holland's too innocent a boy for that.
Andrew Garfield's so much more fuckable, dude. Just get over it.
Okay. It's your guys' podcast. I
You can fuck whoever you want.
Precisely.
Clingy me.
Yeah.
Clingy means. All right. So, Spectacular Spider-Man, which didn't run for long.
2 seasons.
2 seasons.
And
then
then
it was
I think that's when the
canceled
Disney
by,
acquisition
like, just
happened.
terrible fate.
It's
super good.
Yeah, it is very good. It was some kind of business with the
Now,
Spider-Man
that
property.
isn't the one where Spider-Man breaks a fourth wall, or it is?
It is not.
Okay.
No,
That is
Spider-Man,
Ultimate Spider-Man, the
which
cartoon.
is also very good.
Yeah, not
It's
bad.
okay. I've seen some of it. I dipped my toe into it.
Yeah,
Because I liked the, no, what's Dan
It's
Weissman?
X-Men Evolution's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I would agree with
Take
that.
Spider-Man, put him
Totally.
in high school with all of
Totally.
his
Totally.
buddies. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Of course. Okay. That's a weird... I have to say this because that's what I would
I'm
say
getting
about
back to
X-Men
X-Men.
Evolution.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Because... But X-Men is my Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So X-Men Evolution, I'd go, it's alright.
But then
It's not the first well I'd send you to, but...
I mean, Young
Drink that water.
Young Justice. The second I saw it advertised, I was like, "This is my thing." I didn't even know he had anything to do with it. Again, but it was.
Well, I remember
obvious.
when it was first on, and you were saying to me, "It's pretty good."
Yeah,
And I remember asking who was on the team, and I really remember being in your room and looking through your comics, and you saying Aqualad, and me being like, "Seriously?"
And he's so good.
Boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy, did I not know?
he. Maybe my favorite character in the show, Calder.
Yeah,
Easily one of my favorites.
he's up there. It's hard for me to pick a favorite, but especially since we're focusing on the first season.
Yeah,
He's an easy.
Oh,
read for
it
me.
would have been such a good transition. You don't have a favorite?
I do, sort of.
Okay, say it. Because my favorite is much like Epilogue, in that it's out of the blue. It's not to the point of Epilogue where I want to be mad. But go ahead. Say who your favorite character is.
My favorite character is probably Robin.
Oh yeah, sure.
Dick Grayson.
Okay.
Who's yours?
Mine. I mean,
Hey, he's got a reveal. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
tell.
Okay.
He's sitting on something that's son of a bitch.
So I would say, I pretty much like him. Oh fuck.
Season 1.
Yeah,
You
season.
should have known this was happening.
Yeah, I know. Season 1.
Independence Day to
You got to
all
focus
the,
on. Yeah.
all the acquaintances.
I would say, you know what?
I'm gonna buy time for Jojo.
No, I got it. It's Wally. I love Wally.
Bingo.
Yeah. I
it.
love Wally.
Well, he's
I
very
love
good.
Wally in this show. I love him in Justice League. Wally West is my preferred Flash in general. I find him far more
Really?
charming. 1,000%.
Okay. Maybe.
I find him far more charming and interesting than Barry Allen, who I think is boring.
Before you say yours,
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a level to this.
Okay.
Let's try to guess.
Okay, yeah,
If
definitely.
you don't know him that well.
Oh no, I don't.
I know
it's
him
a curveball.
little bit better. It's a
you
curveball.
know me
We know
two
that.
instances of meeting up less than Zach.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a
fair.
curveball.
Yeah.
He's saying it's a curveball,
Yes.
which makes me think
It's-
it might
okay,
be.
don't
Is it
think-
Clarion's cat?
it's nothing outside, like, it's nothing too crazy. And
Okay,
I will give it to you
I
that
think-
is also a hero.
Okay.
I think it might be Batman.
I mean that's fair. Red Arrow, not Red Arrow. Red Arrow. It
No.
could be-
I think you're
Red
right.
Tornado
I think
was
you're
going
right.
to be my
All right,
guess.
so
yeah.
that's all right. So my guess is Batman. His is Red Tornado, and it is
Zach, you got it right. Batman is so good. Season
no, that's fair. I don't
It's
think-
so
It's
fair.
so good.
It's so fair.
He's such a good dad.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I wish he was my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, when he
I would-
plays basketball with him.
Oh,
We'll get to it. We'll get to
Yeah,
it. We'll get to it.
there.
We'll
Okay,
get to
well,
it.
okay,
We're
this
all
is
freaking out.
It's, it's very fair. I will say, I only think of him as Captain Pike from the new Star Trek. I don't know that actor's name, but he is a tremendous Batman. I love him as Batman. Like 90% sure it's him.
That's amazing.
It is Bruce Greenwood.
But it is the guy
I'm
I
looking-
speak
yeah.
of. Yeah. Okay.
I can't believe. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's animated in an interesting way. I think
it's all the.
It's fun to me the way you animate
type of animation frame.
Well, it's fun to me the way you animate Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent.
Oh yeah,
because you always make their noses different. That's the key.
That's how you tell them apart.
Yeah, Clark Kent's nose is kind of buttony.
Yeah.
And Bruce's has got
sleek.
Yep.
Vince, did you did you see advertisements on Cartoon Network? Did you jump on after the fact? What was your introduction?
Oh, okay. Got into Young Justice. So I picked up Young Justice at the start of season 2 because all my friends were commenting on how good it was. I just wasn't aware of it during season 1. But yeah, no, I hopped on season 2 and never looked back.
Buddy, same here.
Yeah.
My brother had been telling me for like a year, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I had, at the time, I was very much into Battlestar Galactica, and I think it had just ended, and I was just desperate for something.
Right.
And I dipped my toe in and never looked back. Even the filler episodes in season 1 are just... Well, I mean, it really isn't a filler episode. Everything builds the whole season. So...
I mean,
Batman's my favorite character. He's son of a bitch.
He's so good. He's
all right. We're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into it. I think the best way,
being the dad,
gentlemen, my proposition to you is the best way we do this is to just we'll list episode by episode.
Sure.
And instead of Vince, our normal thing is to try to break down what happened.
Right.
Let's try to do. Here's what I'll do. I will read the crappy internet description of it.
Right.
And then boys will just go.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a good.
I'm okay with it.
So, episode 1, Independence Day.
You know, I hate to steal this away from you, but Zach and I were talking about Young Justice not too long ago, as we often do. And he made this... It is, yeah. And he made this comment about Independence Day, the first 2 parts. I think it's like Independence Day and then fireworks or...
Yep. Independence Day and Independence Day Part
2, yeah.
I'm not going to read these. Let's just talk about
it.
Okay. Can I real quick?
Sure.
And then you and the listeners will understand why I'm not going to read these.
Yeah.
Independence Day. Robin, Speedy, and Aqualad and Kid Flash are granted access to the headquarters of the Justice League.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's...
Today's the day, you guys.
Yeah, today's the day. Yeah. So what I was saying is that this is the type of thing that in our household we probably would have had on like VHS tape and would have watched it a bazillion times.
To the point where it wears down the tape. Yep.
But like inevitably with these TV shows, when they would put out VHSs, you know, in the 90s, it would be the first 2 episodes.
Right.
So those would be the episodes backwards and forwards. You just know them. You know the music beats. You know if a car horn honks, just every little thing.
Yeah, because they're the ones that get you to record over your like 2nd birthday party or whatever.
Yes.
So you can get to the 3rd episode.
But
okay, so let's get into the episode. Yeah, let's get into some actual highlights of the episode because that's actually
so. All right, I love the introduction of Robin, and that's where we start. Mr. Freeze.
He's busting up 4th of July barbecues.
Why does that not sound right?
It's Mr. Freeze.
You're thinking back on last week's episode when I referred to him as Dr. Freeze because he has his doctorate.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
But so it starts off with
Mr. Freeze is doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just busting up 4th of July.
In a park.
Yeah. For no reason. It's like...
Well, for quote-unquote no reason.
Yes. And it is kind of comical, actually.
But it's cool because
I've never thought about it.
You just hear Robin laughing.
Yes.
Which is a thing.
It's
so cool.
It's a theme across the entire season.
But it's like creepy kid laughing. It's not like it's creepy kid laughing isn't the way, but taunting kid laughing. It's cool. And then he's dispatched by the Cape Crusaders, the dynamic duo.
The dynamic duo.
And then we cut to I think Red Arrow and Green Arrow
fighting
Icicle Junior.
Yes, Junior. Junior pointingly says about time.
Yeah.
When they show up.
Oh, insinuating. A little bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
Foreshadowing in this show? I don't think so. I don't know about that.
But Icicle Jr. is such a good character.
I
would watch. I would read through a solo series.
I was not familiar with him, and I'll wait until the jail episode because I have a little bit to say about High School Junior in that episode.
I was about to quote him. I know.
No,
I'll save it.
So, from Icicle Junior, I think is Aqualad and Aquaman fighting Killer Frost.
Killer Frost.
Yeah,
Nice pull. I did not know her name.
Yeah, Killer Frost. And they're doing. I like this kind of Aquaman. By the way, I want to say it's a sort of your classic King Arthur type Aquaman.
Very
He's not the 90s badass with the hook hand.
Yeah, hook hand.
Well, an interesting thing where Robin is going, today's the day.
Yeah.
Hurry up, we gotta go.
Today's the day is something that all of them say.
Yes.
But, like, hurry up, we gotta go.
Yes. Everyone's very excited.
Red Arrow's like, can we get this over with? Because today's the day.
Yeah.
And then
it
we
shows
open
how
with...
the other sidekicks are looking forward to it, but Red Arrow knows that he's entitled to it.
But also, we get to Aqualad, and Aquaman's going, you're not excited?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Calderon's going, it's not really what I'm thinking about right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Because they're in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
He's mission oriented.
And then they finish.
He's battle ready.
And then, like, Aquaman, who, you know, just in this, like, Brad Pitt with a beardy type of way goes, like, kind of looks at him as, like, so? And Calderon's like, yes, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But it's I just wanted to point out, yes, you're right about I'm glad you pointed out Speedy. Because that actually flew over my head. Yeah. But I love that Calderon's like, I'm not really thinking about my emotions right now because I am mission oriented.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to say, sorry. Speedy, played by Crispin Freeman, who is also in Spectacular Spider-Man. He played Electro. He's all over this freaking show because of Red Arrow's, situation.
Yeah.
And to squeak back into JoJo's Bizarre Anime Corner, he is most known as Alucard in Hellsing.
Yes.
Another great series. Anyways.
Podcast footnote.
Yes.
So,
and a fantastic voice actor. Although I will say, I think in this episode he puts a lot of Red Arrow or Speedy is supposed to be really upset all throughout, and he does this thing where he puts a lot of like
vitriol.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like
it's almost distracting.
Well, so I think that plays into his character the more we learn about him.
Sure.
Did you think that
he's tired of being thought of as
not originally? Did you think that I'm watching this for a podcast?
Yes, I've always felt that it was.
You have?
Much. Yeah,
okay, because I thought that this time, but I think it might be influenced by the fact that I know I'm about to dissect this with two others.
Sure.
So that's why I asked that as a Venn diagram from.
Yeah.
Or it might have been because it's actually just starting to register with me.
It's always bothered me a little bit.
Nope, not always for me. This time I was like,
as being familiar with his voice work, I'm like, what is up with that? I mean, I get it though. I mean, it does make sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
So now we transition into the two most powerful characters in the DC universe, taking down Captain Cold. God, Captain Cold is just... He's a bad character.
He is.
He's such a bad character.
He always,
dude
to me,
looks
he looks like a bad guy from Mario 2.
It does.
The weird Mario.
Well, he's exactly what Mr. Freeze was before Batman the Animated Series. Before the animated series. That's all Mr. Freeze was a jackass with a gun, a laser freeze gun.
Okay, because we talked about that in the Batman episode.
Yeah.
Neither of us are familiar enough to know, like, what? It's a chicken egg situation for us.
Yeah, no.
First?
He was a garbage nothing character before that animated series. Mr. Freeze. 100%.
Yeah. Well, that animated series.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
And then we, after Captain Cole's defeated, the perpetually late speedsters are the last ones to arrive at the
guys,
Hall
it's
of
such a
Justice.
great moment because Wally's like, we're gonna be late.
Yeah.
And you'll sit here and you'll talk to the cops.
Yep.
You'll talk to the press. I love the characterization. We're learning things about everyone.
Yeah.
And
it's so fast.
I love
so
that.
Organic.
And
love
seamless.
Wally's because also if you're familiar with the Flash even a little, it's like, yeah, he will. Yeah. He'll sit there and go, well,
we're spending way too much time per episode. By the way, if we're going through a season, we need to burn through these. It's just the thing, dude.
Let it ride.
Every episode,
there's going to be stuff we have.
So many.
I'm not going to have that much to say about Happy Harbor.
Yeah,
we're doing the pilot.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, I would say.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah. Just to we should speed along a little bit. It is too good of a show.
Yeah.
Frankly, it is too good. but like
But
this
also, I'm sorry, not to be a
then-
defender of us, but
No
the
worries.
beginning is important.
Yes,
It is.
it sets up a lot of
Thinking
things through.
Superboy, yeah.
I'm thinking through with each character. I'm like, or each episode. I'm like, we have to talk about that. We have to talk about that. We have to talk about that.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, shit. I'll jump straight to Superboy. I love Superboy in this.
Yeah. So we can go through another big beat. Is that the sidekicks who, at least Speedy, thinks that this is the end of them being sidekicks. This is their beginning steps to entering into the Justice League proper.
Which I never understood why that was the understanding.
His assumption. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's because
because he thinks that he's as good, if not better, than Green Arrow.
Yeah, and I mean, since this is like a whole spoiler podcast and stuff, I feel like I'll be exhausted tiptoeing around the whole Red Arrow Speedy thing.
It's
because of his programming, which is fine. Because even the other sidekicks are like, did not have that expectation whatsoever, dude.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool.
I think the other rationalization of it is Ollie has told him there's a satellite, which more character stuff. Of course, Ollie would.
Yeah.
Because he's
So
not
good.
because he's Ollie.
Red Arrow or Speedy leaves after a hissy fit. He has a complete tantrum.
Yeah,
and
he finds out that he's not being, that they're not even being told about the satellite.
Yeah.
They're still going to be treated as sidekicks. They essentially get let into the coat room.
Throws down his yellow hat with the red feather.
The feather.
Oh, it's so
I want to be
good.
taken seriously. I'm not wearing this thing anymore.
In my yellow booties.
Ugh, it's so good. But
I love
from
it.
there,
I'll be in the tree with the rest of the Keebler elves.
Yeah.
From there, the rest of the sidekicks decide that they need to make an impact. They see a mission go up that something is happening at Cadmus, which is a lab that Batman has had under supervision.
Yes.
So they decide to go check it out. They find a bunch of weird experiments leading them to finding a clone of Superman, Superboy.
Yeah.
Project KR.
We also have our first Star Trek appearance in
Odo.
this one. Odo from
Mhm.
Star Trek Deep Space Nine,
Mm-hmm.
playing Desmond.
Yeah. What's his name?
Desmond.
No.
Oh, Blockbuster?
No. What's the actor's name?
Oh, something French. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Odo.
something super French.
His name is Odo in my
Okay,
mind.
so Odo.
Yeah.
Sorry, Odo.
Sorry, Odo.
We're not a popular podcast.
No,
no
don't
one
worry
listens
about
to
it.
us.
Yeah.
So they
And that's
lock-
the end of episode 1.
That's the end of
yeah,
episode
they find
Well,
Superboy.
no, they fight Superboy and Superboy dispatches them.
Oh, that's
and
episode 2.
Walks
That's
out of
episode 2.
Technically.
No, bros.
Yes, sir.
Episode 1 ends with them finding him, and it picks up directly with them freeing
Yes.
Oh,
him.
you're right. You're right. So episode 2.
Yeah. So episode 2, they see Superboy, they free Superboy, and Superboy attacks.
Yeah, immediately. Naturally.
Because he is being controlled by the
Let's talk about the
genomes.
way fights look in the show, especially early on.
They look super good.
Yes.
They look amazing.
It's very smooth.
Yeah.
It's very smooth, and it's not. Everyone does different things. Everyone moves in a different way that
Yes.
Feels like the way that they would act
Yes.
in that scenario.
It's definitely one of the things I like best about this show is the team interactions.
The dynamic.
Yes, like literally, like combat interactions. The way that they combo with each other is insanely like.
And especially the logic of it, because actually at this point in the show, all three of them individually just run at Superboy.
Yeah.
I'll do my thing against them, see how that works.
Oh, it's all very clumsy, and
Yeah.
as you watch the show, you see it's an insanely natural
I
progression.
just wanted to point that out, especially that, like, this is their first outing. Yes, they made this incredible discovery, but also the second they had to fight Connor, just do that.
Connor.
He kicks their asses.
Yeah, he does.
Because they don't fight him together.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
Calidor has him for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Superboy dispatches the boys
Yeah.
very quickly.
They get tubed, almost get cloned.
I just want to throw out there are these cloned kind of monsters called xenomorphs. They're big hulking ones. They're kind of middle
They
kind of
run the
soldier
gamut,
assault
exactly, yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
And they're also these very tiny psychic ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is how Desmond, the mad professor kind of guy, is controlling the compound.
Yeah.
There's these tiny little psychic ones, and it's how he sent orders to Connor to dispatch the boys. Connor walks out very blank-faced, and,
Yep.
you know,
Mhm.
we got us an
but
episode, boys.
Yeah.
After the sidekicks are tubed and they're being prepped for cloning, Connor hears a voice in his head like saying, "Oh, you don't have to be relegated to being a weapon. You can be free." He doesn't know where the voice is coming from. Blah 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 blah. He decides that he's going to free the sidekicks in order to become free. Series progresses on. You find out.
Well, I sorry to interject.
That's what this.
That's what the podcast is. I think another important character thing is he decides to free them with Caldur's kind of encouragement.
Yep.
Caldur is trying to get out of the situation, obviously, but he's also really...
He asks if he's ever seen the sun.
Yeah, well, there's that great exchange, and they're being tortured, and Caldor has the great moment where he says, ask yourself, what would Superman do?
Right.
And I think that's amazing. I love shit like that. I think that's a great use of your Superman. I think the way they use Superman in the show is excellent.
It's so good.
Well, in season 1,
such a
it's
fascinating.
It's fascinating. Yes, exactly. And it's for people who are like, oh, there's nothing to do with Superman anymore. It's no one does shit like that with Superman. And I think it's accurate. I don't think it's out of character for him to feel uncomfortable about Connor.
No, he's a clone they didn't know he had. Yeah, it's upsetting.
Yes, it is upsetting. It's insanely
like a personal invasion.
Yes.
I feel like after this, we can kind of skip through it.
Yeah.
Also, there's a couple other tiny. Well, there's a couple other tiny things. I'm just going to spew it out real quick.
Sure.
The little psychic Cadmus, xenomorphs are also controlling Guardian.
Yep.
True.
Yes. And I mean, they're really controlling him. We're shown explicitly some crazy brainwashing going on with this guy. But also, Desmond turns himself. He uses this stuff called the blockbuster formula.
Yep.
And he uses it on himself because he's terribly afraid of this.
He's terrified of the CEOs of Cadmus, or the board of directors of Cadmus.
Yes.
Who end up being
he keeps mentioning them,
referred to as the light.
Light.
This is as soon as I saw the end of episode 2, where they have these ethereal figures in these screens talking to each other about how, regardless of them failing, they still actually succeeded. I was like, oh, that's Gargoyles. That's Thanatos Gambit.
Yeah.
But it's also, as a Venture Brothers fan, I'm like, it's the council.
I considered, one of the things for preparation I thought about doing was compiling all of this actually worked for us in this way.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
we can come back to it.
We are coming back to this. We have another season.
On the lines of so they break out of Cadmus, and the Justice League find them.
Yep.
Not to interrupt you.
Sure.
I wanted to say those couple of things.
First instances of their teamwork.
Yes.
Well, okay. Exactly. And I wanted to say this couple of things because Cadmus is going to come back, and those things are important. Number 1, Desmond turns himself into Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Number 2, there is this weird psychic control-y thing going on. Number 3, scary board of directors.
Yep.
Yeah. So the boys start to work together a little.
A little, yeah.
A little. And that's...
And we find out some important things about Connor. Number 1,
can't fly.
Number 2,
no heat vision.
So
he is classic 1930s Superman.
I never thought about that.
They even mentioned that he can jump really high. He can leap
higher. Wally says it.
Yeah, that's why, honestly, what makes me think of it. And frankly, might literally be, with other things in this show, the way that they reference, Golden Age comic books, one of my favorite, since we have officially decided we're going to jump around.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is in the episode where they fight the Brain and they bring Captain Marvel. I'm going to call him Captain Marvel. Yeah. Shazam.
No, that's fine. Captain Marvel works. They call him Captain Marvel.
Yes, this was Captain Marvel era for DC. They bring Captain Marvel for the first time, and they befriend that tiger who he calls Mr. Tawny, which is a reference to classic Captain Marvel comics.
Yeah.
Mr. Tawny is a real thing. He's a fucking... I think... Now, you might know this. This is my memory of what Mr. Tawny is. He's like a tiger who decided he should live in the city and just, wore a suit and got a job.
Yeah, he's perfect golden age.
Yeah, that's Mr. Tawny.
Ridiculousness. And he's just a tiger in a suit.
Is a reference no child could understand.
That makes me think Dragon Ball Z has a shared universe
with it's possible. Honestly, Mr. Tawny feels way more like a Paul F. Tompkins Comedy Bang Bang character to me.
Right.
A tiger who's like, what? No, I'm a man.
I'm an accountant.
Yeah, that's
man.
literally his thing.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, holy shit, a tiger. And he's like, what?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
So the boys break out.
The boys break out.
And
Justice League arrives.
The Justice League arrives, and this happens a couple of times in this show.
A bad dad.
Yeah. No. This happens a couple of times. It's not just Superman being a bad dad. I love the moment where anything like this happens in Goonies. This happens in lots of stuff where there's like young people on an adventure, and then chunk, the door opens and fucking dad's home.
Yeah, the grown-ups are here.
Yeah. No, there's the grown-up. There's a bunch of grown-ups you don't listen to.
Yeah.
But then there's the one. It's Grandpa and Three Ninjas.
Yeah, sure.
And I love that moment when they're all looking up, and it's not like, oh shit, we're in trouble, but it's a definite recognition of, well, Dad's home now.
Yeah.
And he's gonna see
Party's
this.
over. But so you have, this is my first instance of Batman being the best character because he like admonishes them for acting out of turn, but then in the same breath says, and thank you for it.
Yeah.
Like you guys did good. You did good work.
Well, Batman knows a mission accomplished when he sees one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And also, there's a goddamn Superboy cooking under there and nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
agree.
he just went off to fight like some big lizard because Ocean Master was doing some stuff.
Yep.
Ocean Master, that's important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
During a Cadmus fire, all of a sudden Ocean Master's doing something huge.
Stop leading.
Leading the witness.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, end of the episode,
so at the end of the
boys
episode,
declare
that they are a team.
Yes.
They did it. They
Especially
don't need to be in the
Superboy.
Justice League. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he tries to have a moment with Superman.
Yeah, he does.
And he looks like this sad little
and
puppy.
he gets ghosted.
Yeah.
He gets ghosted by
hard
his
as
bad
hell.
dad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty brutal.
It shows that even the Superman is not that super a man.
Yeah.
Like he's a great superhero. He's not a good dude.
Here, real quick, I want to do a quick reenactment. I'm going to give you the line, all right? So you're Superboy, I'll be Superman. And you just be like, you could help me.
Yeah.
Just say that.
You could help me.
I have to take this guy to jail.
But
and that was the dynamic.
it's so good.
Basically.
And
then
so
Batman, being ever vigilant, notices that, and that comes into play later.
does that
on.
happen in the first episode?
No. Well,
It's later, isn't it?
He does. It also happens
'Cause
on
they
the
have-
bridge scene.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But
he
he notices it.
On the bridge scene is when he's like, I have to confront Clark about this.
So the episode ends.
And then they have their character
Batman,
appropriate
because,
themselves.
like Vince says, is the best dad in the world.
Yeah.
And also
Good
just
dad.
recognizes... Look, this is
man.
like, let's digress into this. Let's talk about Batman real quick.
Yeah, let's do it, dude.
All right.
Well, can I just say real quick
about Batman?
Even before that, I do want to. I just want
to talk about why this makes sense, but you go ahead.
Yeah, this is a quick thing. Another quick classic comic book thing I wanted to point out because the show is full of it. This is basically the classic Teen Titans team. That short of Superboy, if you replace Superboy with Wonder Girl, Aqualad, Robin, Speedy, and Wonder Girl were the very first Teen Titans. And this is just a swap, Wonder Girl and
if you're
Superboy.
listening, folks, that's nerd algebra.
Yeah.
And if your children haven't
Was
learned
that
it,
confusing?
No.
not for me.
Yeah.
But
it is a little bit of nerd, certainly.
I was on board the whole way, but I know nerd algebra.
Yeah.
So
Parentheses, add Ravager, and
Yeah.
parentheses.
Damn.
see?
Whew. He just schooled me.
All right, so Batman, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Here's why this makes sense, all right? And it's why Batman, spoiler, took on a 9-year-old Dick Grayson in this series.
Yeah.
At least!
No, that's not. They straight up. That is.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
text.
take
That's
it.
text.
Yeah. They say his name.
No, we'll get to that
Yeah.
because I have a big moment I need to talk about with that. So this is a guy who recognizes young people in pain and young people who need a purpose. Nye are drawn to one.
Right.
And he's not a guy who wastes resources.
No. If you give him a brick, he not only has a brick, he has a hammer, he's got a wrench, he's got a screwdriver, he has whatever he needs because he sees everything about a character.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Batman's dick anymore. I want to see Batman being a good dad.
But I think it's also
Do
why
more stuff like this.
I think
Stop letting Tom King ruin Batman.
This is some crazy Vince subtext, but it's because I love this show so much. I think he's also the one who goes, Tornado, you watch him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You will report to me everything.
Yep.
Up and
nothing's,
down.
Yeah, nothing's a secret to a robot.
Yeah. I might learn some stuff. They might,
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's also the one who's like, who's the best fighter I know next to me?
Black Canary.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you show up,
Train
and
them.
also, while you're training them, guess what? Doesn't hurt that you have a degree in psychology. And we could
Which
also...
is that a thing about her character?
Yes.
I did not know that. That's so cool.
She was also a circus lady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when she was
Who
a little
was
girl.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
No, okay, let's transit. Happy Harbor.
But the reason I brought those things up and why Batman's a good dad is because he's like, here's a treehouse.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to Happy Harbor yet because the end of the episode is here's a treehouse. Here's how this is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
You have this nanny. You have this trainer. I will give you the missions. I'm in charge. Daddy is home.
Yeah.
This is Daddy's house that I'm letting you play in. Because I understand you guys everybody's wearing the big boy pants now. Well, guess what? Training wheels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, here's a hot green chair.
Yeah. Yes.
That's important that we meet Miss Martian in the second episode.
Yeah. End of second episode.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Let's do Happy Harbor.
Okay.
You drive.
Let's not do Happy Harbor. It's a very boring episode.
It's a pretty boring episode.
You learn about the cave that they're staying in. You learn more so the definitions of the roles of the people who are in charge of them. You
Connor
see them getting
is cranky and not.
He doesn't know how to interact with people, which is another big thing. Another big thing from Aqualad, where he's just like, you have to just say I'm sorry.
Yes,
Megan.
Because very emotionally intelligent Aqualad. He's very insightful.
He's
and
so mature.
Yes, he's your big brother.
Yeah, he's a fantastic big brother. And I love that aspect of him in this episode. And I think the only other thing is that it sort of is another teaser for Red Tornado things to come. Well, Tio Mara, we're introduced to Tio Mara.
When we inevitably talk about season 2, I just want to point out one of their first interactions is Megan. Megan's new to Earth, and she doesn't really know the rules, and Martians are telepathic.
She gets in everybody's
and
gum.
He snaps, and that's what my friends were just referring to when they said when Calderon is like, "Oh, just apologize," because he really snaps at her.
Yeah, he does.
But I feel like
with reason. That's the beauty of it. I
just want to be able to point to the fact that I pointed this out when we talk about season 2.
Definitely.
Sure. Because one of their first interactions is this, and I don't know, just as a person in a relationship, hey, one of the first times this happened, I reacted really badly to it, and I agree, I went too far. Yeah. But holy shit!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you are delving into waters that are.
I know, but I want to point that out. And he does go too far because he doesn't know how to interact with people, and that's Happy Harbor. Yeah. That's the biggest things.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it is a frustrating getting to know you episode with the team now with Miss Martian, I would say.
All right, guys.
So from there we go into Drop Zone.
Oh, first mission.
Bane. With Bane.
Yeah. With Bane. And okay, so the guy who Bane fights, is that Mammoth?
I don't know.
He looks a lot like Mammoth from Teen Titans. From the Teen Titans series.
Mammoth is in the show, but no,
that's... Is he?
Mammoth's in the show?
Yeah, he's the big gray guy.
And in the prison?
Yes.
That's the same guy.
No. What you're talking about in the beginning...
Guy in the prison?
What you're talking about in the beginning, it's a green guy with red hair.
No.
Yes. It's what's-her-name's brother.
Yeah.
But he gets the weird one. He's asymmetrical man, isn't he? Isn't he one arm's way bigger and one arm's a little big?
Pull it up on your YouTube. Wolfamp.
Okay.
But it's okay. So we'll get back to that. But it's their first mission.
Yes.
And
they haven't picked out a leader yet.
Well, let's talk about that kick-ass scene because they're in Miss Martian's bio ship.
Yep.
And it's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And all you can hear is a bio ship driving. And everybody is kind of Robin's counting shurikens. Everyone's quiet and not moving. And then there's a flashback to them getting this mission. And they zoom in on Robin thinking about it. And the mission is that something weird is happening in No,
you're thinking of
it's
Santa Prisca.
And there's like it's a known place for the venom drug, like mix.
I would say, okay, so we're looking at the evidence, Your Honor, and I would say that, I mean, my phone's dying, so it's a little...
Yeah, it's the guy with the red hair. It's the guy with the red hair.
What a bummer.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same guy from the prison.
You guys are talking about the same guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I'm almost positive that guy's supposed to be Mammoth.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine with me. He's a dope-looking Mammoth.
Yeah, it's a sweet fight. I mean, I think the show is expecting you to know Bane and know of Bane... Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
To know... That was right under the mic.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think the show expects the audience to know Bane, know him as a muscular threat, and he gets tossed aside like a sack of potato.
But so they're getting the mission.
Yeah.
And Robin and Aqualad are standing like right up front to explain to the audience where the conflict's going to be. Yeah. And Robin's the first one to ask who's leading the mission. And Tornado and
That's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Pick it yourself. We're not your dads.
Yeah.
So we
back
are
out.
Yeah.
And we're back in the stealth jet. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time Megan starts using her on-mission voice.
Oh, yeah.
I really notice it.
Yeah. Or like her serious voice.
Yeah.
Hello, Megan.
Hello, Megan. That stuff is in the very beginning of the show. All of the Hello, Megan stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it is like... It's fascinating. It's one of... It's definitely... Not to completely go off of this trail, but I don't know if this is in the comics at all. I have no idea about the Young Justice series... from like the 2000s, which I know.
I don't think it's in the comics at all. I think it's just...
That was an invention of this show. Yeah. It's fascinating. It's brilliant. Dark. Really dark and sad.
Very sad. Yes. So sad. What a sad little white Martian girl.
Yeah. And it's
working on a lot of levels.
Yes. Mm-hmm. To the point where I'm having trouble articulating. It's like... I find Megan's whole character, like... hard to grip with, hard to like
come to grips with.
Yeah, because I think she pushes the line the most out of anyone on the team. Like
I think that she is the most heartbreaking character in the series proper. I think that she may be Speedy later on.
Yeah.
But like season 1, her arc is so sad.
Yeah.
Like she
just wants to project on the show, but she's the Jean Grey of the piece.
Pretty much. She is. I wish he would make a X-Men cartoon so bad.
Yeah. But we got a Joss Whedon comic, so
I guess.
So Santa Prisca, well-known Venom manufacturing island.
Figure out what's going on,
Yeah.
but be fucking cool. Stay under the radar.
Yeah, exactly. This is covert.
Yeah, it's a covert.
But guess what? They're not being cool.
No, they're all doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Robin shows that he is unfit to lead.
He disappears into the woods. He doesn't communicate.
He has that.
I think
that sort of unspoken language with Batman that
this
doesn't translate.
This is a running bit in the first 5 episodes. Is before there's a leader or something like that. Anytime there's action, they turn around and Robin is gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's already on mission.
He knows what everybody else is thinking.
He has a certain type of training and certain type of instincts that click in immediately. Mm-hmm. And especially in this episode, he's surprised that everybody else didn't do that.
Yeah. He's like, do I have to hold your hands for
this is the first time he actually says to everyone else, why didn't you disappear into the forest?
Yeah.
Or jungle, pardon me.
I mean, I think I already said this earlier, but I think one of the things I like about this show the most is the fact that the team dynamics as it goes on, and the real, like, I think when you watch other superhero team shows, which there are certainly a lot, like the original Teen Titans show, the original, the one that came before this in the 2000s,
Teen Titans Go.
I like never liked it as much as I like Young Justice. And it just doesn't have, I mean, obviously, like, the substance, and, like, they just kind of, like, did things in a mesh in a sort of like, Beast Boy turns into a rhino, and
I think that was for a slightly different audience. I think one of the bigger problems, not to move too far away from season 1, like, you kept hearing that the toy sales weren't well, so Young Justice got canceled.
Yeah, that was a thing.
It makes one go, well,
it's not for people who buy toys.
Yeah, I don't know, who are you making this for?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's for me, and I'm sorry, I'm not buying action figures.
Right.
And frankly, if I had a child and he was into the show, I would be.
Yeah.
But I don't. I
See,
feel
the
like
thing
it's
is,
made for me.
I think that Teen Titans and Young Justice were made for the same audience. It's just they thought they were making it for the same age demographic.
Yeah.
Like, Young Justice is for people who watch Teen Titans like Teen Titans, but they've grown up since.
Right.
But not to the point where they're popping out young ones to buy the newest Aqualad merch.
Right.
I just think that it is refreshing. And I mean, this is one thing I like about the Marvel films is that the Avengers are a team. They're a unit.
Yep,
This is what I'm saying. I found my thread, guys.
There we go.
They're a unit, and that's what I like about the Young Justice team is, and this is the sort of beginnings of them forming that, and it's all because of Aqualad, falling behind Aqualad, which is ultimately what they decide in this episode.
Yeah. They open up with him dropping out of the hay, drop zone. Dropping out of the thing. And Robin disappears into the woods, and classic, they can't get their shit together.
Yeah, no, it's a comedy of errors. They mess themselves
While
up
he
to success.
literally slips into the middle of two rival gangs fighting.
Yeah. Yes,
He's running,
does.
He slips in mud. He's wearing his rad black outfit.
Yeah,
I love the
stealth
stealth
suits are so good.
Yeah, I love the stealth stuff.
But moving forward, the big takeaways from this episode are they've mixed the blockbuster formula with Venom. There's a buyer. Find out that the buyer is Sportsmaster.
Yes.
Never heard of him.
How
about you? Before this?
Yeah, I don't.
Before
think,
this,
I,
no,
yeah,
sir.
Never heard of
I don't know if he existed before this.
Bless that Weissman. I'll tell you what.
It's such a dumb thing, but it works so well.
No, it's not that dumb. I feel like
no, it
it's
is.
like
It totally is.
No, I feel
It's very dumb.
Nope.
I mean, he's murderer Casey
Gentlemen?
Jones.
Yes.
It's
exactly
so
what he
Casey
is.
Jones. Yeah.
And also,
that's true.
Also, it's some. This is the stuff that we need, gentlemen. We need some nerd who was like, I was kind of like this guy.
Sure.
This
I
weird
agree.
thing.
Yeah,
It's like if I ever got an X-Men cartoon, it's like I'm putting Shatterstar
But
in
it's
here.
so obvious that it's like this is a nerd who made this because it's what's the worst villain I can come up with? A jock.
Yeah.
Like that's all he is.
that's
He's a
basically,
jock.
Yeah,
It's great.
He's a super.
So Sportsmaster is buying Venom mixed with the blockbuster formula. He is being hired out by the Light, is what we find out at the end of the episode. Schooled is our next episode.
They pick Calderon as the leader. They actually start to get their shit together.
Yeah, I do.
This is also where this has the bridge scene with Superman and Superboy.
Yes, this is the Superman Superboy scene, and Canary starts to teach the team combat skills.
Yeah, but Superboy don't need it.
Yeah,
Superboy's super strong.
Yeah, he's got his Superboy super strength.
And then he gets super whooped.
Yep.
Oh man, so
good. Which I love. Robin openly laughs at because he's a kid, but
he's 13.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a kid, but it's also like my dad could beat up your dad.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
And that
totally.
just showed it.
Yeah.
I also like that in the beginning of this episode, you see Black Canary and she has a bandage on her arm because she's been in battle, but they don't elaborate on it because you don't need to. It shows that, like, you see her, she's in combat, she doesn't have, like, super strength or super endurance, but she can handle herself.
She's still stone up to work, damn it.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
There's this bit in this episode, I don't know if it's intended in the way that I'm taking it, but I find it really funny. It's when the monkeys are attacking... So in this episode, the team is helping transport 2 trucks that have...
Amazo.
Yes, Amazo pieces. Amazo's an android who can copy the League's superpowers. And the truck is taking separate parts of Amazo in different directions. And there's this great bit. They're on these silly motorcycles that, like, transform into a battle mode. and Robin and Superboy are on the cycles, and Robin transforms into battle mode, and as Superboy, naturally, aren't you going to transform into battle mode? And Superboy's like, nope, and just like bounces off.
I am battle mode.
Yeah, and it's like, it seems like almost an anti-toyetic scene, you know, like they're the most toyetic things in the show, next to maybe the Super Cycle.
Yeah,
and they're almost like, that's fucking stupid. It's basically Superboy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Superboy's feeling about all this superhero like
he doesn't
extras,
wear monkey suits
or no tights, no capes.
Yeah, just give me a shirt.
But
that episode gives us Dr. Ivo.
Yes,
is alive and kicking. He has his monkey. I love that there's also the scene in the back of the truck where he's he's going through the ridiculous code name breakdown. He's just like, do you have any idea how long it took me to come up with an acronym for monkey?
Mm-hmm.
It's just great. But the group comes together. They're able to take down Amazo.
Very impressive.
Who has all the abilities, not of the Teen Titans, because they're Chinese knockoffs of the Justice League, but of the Justice League.
Yeah.
And he uses them, but they outsmart him because dumb robot is dumb.
Because dumb robot is dumb, and with the training of Black Canary, and also the help of a lone arrow from the dark.
Yes.
Yeah. And at the end, Connor's like, I guess I could use some training.
Yeah. It's so good.
I like him. I really.
I love Superboy.
I he reminds me of Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I got a soft spot in my heart for Wolverine.
It's funny you say that because I think of him as X-23. I always think of him as just a lot like X-23. Slightly. I mean, not slightly.
Especially early X-23.
Yes.
Like, trying to find their place.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it took him a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you got one?
No, not on this episode.
So next episode is Infiltrator. We are introduced to. Listen, we know you guys are palling around here. If you're going to be a team, you need an archer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, introduce Green Arrow's quote-unquote niece.
Also introduce to the fact that Wally has to go to school.
He does. Yeah.
He has to go to
miss
school
a beach
early.
party.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a
Miss
bummer.
Martian doesn't have to go to school because apparently she's 45.
Yeah.
And Calderon goes to Aqua School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dick goes to private school.
Yeah, which hasn't started yet.
It hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
party,
also the thing with Miss Martian. She also goes to school.
She does eventually.
She will eventually, yeah.
Right,
So
yeah.
will Connor. But at this point, beach
They're not.
party.
It's basically just their years haven't started
And
yet.
so Wally comes in after a day of school looking like a real nerd. He's got
beach
suntan
ready.
lotion on
He's
his
got the
nose.
zinc on his nose.
He's got an umbrella, a cooler, a floaty device. He comes running in like, let the party begin. The wall man is here.
This kind of bugs me. Artemis calls him Baywatch, and Artemis has no business knowing what Baywatch is at her age and whatever year it is.
Well, she watched the remake with The Rock.
She says inappropriate things a lot.
Well, yes, she does.
Yeah.
Maybe she had really bad cable and could only watch Baywatch.
It makes sense with
her upbringing.
Yes, as we see later.
It's possible, but yeah, he looks like a complete nerd, and Artemis definitely dunks on him.
I don't know exactly at what point in the show she says it, but she says, I feel naked and not in the fun way.
Yeah.
And it's like, aren't you 15?
Yes. There's lots of stuff like that in this show.
Yeah.
This show's very horny.
It is.
It
I don't mind it.
It's got boners,
I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's healthy amount of horniness, and I think it's like appropriate. They're teens.
Yeah.
And Miss Martian and Superboy are getting down to some business.
Oh yeah,
like,
they're locked in a
yeah. No one's watching.
Like,
and it's getting insanely kinky as we see later. They are not like the walls are not that high.
Oh man, it's so the episode starts with Speedy rescuing a doctor who is being held by the League of Shadows, or League of Assassins. Is that what they call it?
League of Shadows.
League of Shadows in this.
Yeah, he's Red Arrow.
He's Red Arrow. Yeah.
How dare you?
He's got a different outfit.
Speedy, don't beat me up.
Yeah. I like this outfit.
Yeah. It looks like Green Arrows but red.
Yeah.
With
No
shoulder
hood.
patty.
Yeah.
No hood.
But he rescues the doctor. Has to leave.
She's
behind.
a real bitch.
No, she is what any normal person would be in that scenario.
Yeah,
I guess.
Hey, you're saving me, but you're also dooming the planet by leaving that here. You have two arms. You can't grab that briefcase.
The whole episode.
So he frees her. They end up leaving behind a fog. It's called fog. It's essentially just gray goo, nanomachines that take apart everything to make more nanomachines. And the Titan, or not the Titans, the Young Justice crew.
The team.
Yeah.
The team is what bro.
They're tasked with
called.
Keeping her safe.
Yeah.
Because Red Arrow's done his job. He rescued her. He's done.
Okay. I want to get into this with you too, because I feel strongly about it. I think Cheshire as a theme is bad
overdone.
And dumb and terrible. The Cheshire Cat is not a good theme for a superhero. Or villainous, whatever, assassin. I don't get it.
What do you mean?
I mean, I get it, but...
It's perfect for an assassin. It's overdone and it's boring.
I think it's...
I'm mad that the same guy who came up with Sportsmaster decided to go with Cheshire.
I feel it is kind of like being an assassin and naming yourself Mickey Mouse. Or like, I don't know.
Hey, if you kill people
like
with steamboats or something like that.
Not that it's hacky. I really like the Cheshire Cat can turn invisible and is menacing and smiles.
Yeah.
And like that's the end of the list. And you know what? You know, a bat flies through your window and you connect to whatever character. I can't speak to what connected Jade.
But
she has a poster.
Exactly.
She has the poster.
That's the other thing.
I just feel like it's like I can't like
okay.
you say it's overdone. Right. Maybe I'm crazy I'm like, what the fuck is the connection?
I'm going to defend this.
I feel like it's so funny that you brought up the bat flies through your window because I feel like it's someone going, Mad Hatter works. What else is in here?
See, Mad Hatter does? I guess maybe. Okay, you know what?
Jarvis Tetch is godsend.
You bring up the Mad Hatter. For some reason, I can accept the Mad Hatter, but this bothers me, which makes me insane person.
But then I think, that's what I think is not insane about it. Is I feel like it's that simple. I feel like someone. Well, what else is in this book? Cheshire Cat. Okay. Make her an assassin.
Put yourself in her shoes. She was raised by the Huntress and Sportsmaster. Her mom is handicapped and in jail. Her father's abusive. Let me do my thing. Her father's abusive. She is going to spend every night in her room looking at a cat that can disappear. It's plain as day that that's going to be the thing that she wants to connect to. She just wants to get away, she does it.
I take no umbrage with her. I take it with her creators.
Yes. Yeah. I'm speaking on a more meta... on a metatextual... I'm
table talking here.
Yeah. I more mean metatextually creating a character. Like, it's really just my own cross. That has always bugged me slightly. It's a cool
episode. It's a lot of the team being immediately good at being the team. Artemis psychically sort of hits on Superboy.
Yes, very blatantly. Which is cool. Yeah.
He can hear you, you know. I know.
Yeah. More horniness.
Yeah.
So good.
It's pretty horny.
I did want to say another thing was there's a moment between Artemis and Cheshire. It's at the very end. When
Artemis has her dead to rights.
Yeah. It's right when she has her, and she says "you," right, and it's to continue the mystery for us as an audience.
Yeah.
But if you were on an assassin mission, and you were masked, and we were fighting, and then I saw you, I would not go "you." I go Zach. Zach, what are you doing here? To me, I think
would you if you were ashamed of me?
If she said Jade, I don't think it's any different. I don't think the scene is any different.
It's not any different because the rest of the team doesn't come out in time to hear it.
Yeah.
It's very much just a playing to the audience
You're not
thing.
wrong.
Yeah, and it just bothers me a little bit. Like, no one talks like that.
You're not
no
wrong.
one is like, you. I would be like, Zach, what's up, man?
Stop trying to kill...
cut it out.
Like a Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
Throw a bomb down.
That's what I mean.
That's the other reality. I mean, if we're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
But
that's all I've got.
But she does. She lets Cheshire get away.
Yeah.
The team
is able to upload a virus or whatever to stop the
team
bomb.
saves the day.
Yeah.
But what's kind of not lazily done, they didn't really sell the whole "we don't like Artemis" thing. Everyone's kind of grouchy at her. Megan's kind of... I think this is in character for her. I take no umbrage with this. Megan is kind of immediately kind of accepting of her.
Yeah.
My first mission was tough, too.
Yeah.
I love that.
Happy Harbor.
No, I love that completely. I think I'm
on board.
Yeah. It's great for Megan's character.
Every time that moment happens, I go, wait, was there supposed to be more? I forgot that there was even the one moment when you were like, everyone can hear you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was...
I mean, there's a lot of it, though. Like, she doesn't... Like, her and Wally constantly fight throughout the episode.
Yeah.
Like, and the season.
Yeah.
No, it's coming. I'm sure. It's more Wally than Megan, and whenever Megan's like, I never had a sister or her sister.
I think more interestingly, Artemis's insecurities are a little unfounded. She is accepted by the team, but is nonetheless insecure. Right. I feel.
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like everybody's reaction to her kind of hits home. Like, Miss Martian is accepting of her at first. As soon as she tries to get in on that sweet clone pie, she ain't having it.
Yeah.
You have Aqualad, who's just like, this is a resource for the mission. Like, she's part of the team. Get used to it.
And a human being.
Robin sees her exactly as Batman sees her.
Yeah.
Like, this is a helpful person who's going to help out on the mission. You
Yeah.
have Wally, who hits on her at first. And then, well, no, he doesn't hit on her at first.
He doesn't. Yeah.
No, he doesn't like her because she's replacing his friend on the team. I think it's perfectly in sync with everybody. Maybe with the exception of Superboy, because he doesn't really interact with her.
No. But he's still not really good at interacting with people at this point,
right.
so I feel like it also works.
Yeah, all he does is, like, he kind of turns around when
she hits
like,
on him.
and it's like, I don't know what that means. I'm a baby. And then he jumps.
Alright, so next episode is Denial. It's a river in Africa.
It is indeed.
It's the episode with Dr. Fate where Wally has to have an answer for everything.
Yes. I like this one okay.
I'm not a huge fan of this episode. I like Clarion the Witch Boy a
lot.
That's why I like this episode.
Yeah. We're bringing it back to Gargoyles. That's our boy, it's not, they're all Burrows. He's Queen?
No. He's the smart one.
Yes, he's
Lexington.
the little green Lexington.
He's
yeah. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
But yeah, no, he's great.
Yeah. So basically, the entire episode is the Lords of Chaos are enacting some sort of plan. Clarion the Witch Boy wants to get access to Dr. Fate's tower. He kidnaps...
all right, so none of us have that much to say. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
None of us have that much to say about this episode.
Nah.
Here's the important things about this episode.
Yep.
Dr. Fate's a thing.
Yep.
Nabu is a spirit. He's a Lord of Fate who lives in
Lord
his
of
helmet.
Order.
Pardon me, gentlemen. Lord of Order who lives in the helmet and resides in the helmet, let's say. And his connection to our earthly plane is that helmet. So you need to wear it, and that's how he resides on our plane. That's an important fact for this show.
Yes.
Wally don't believe in no magic. He's a man of science.
It's just future tech disguising
also,
itself.
Wally would very much like to fuck Megan.
Yes, very badly.
Okay.
He's trying to get.
Yes.
Also,
and she believes. Because there's, like, sorcery on Mars.
Yeah. The sorcery on Mars.
Yeah.
Caldor uses magic.
This very much upsets me because...
when Wally tries to explain Caldor's power to him,
yes!
He's like, you haven't heard of bioelectricity? It's like
I live in Atlantis.
I went to a school that taught me how to do magic.
Yeah, it's what I'm telling you.
Talking about.
Well, Caldor's like...
Yeah, exactly. Because he's the cool older brother. He's just like, it doesn't affect me.
But it's also what you, like... I mean, not to be too political, but it's what you do with your Republican friends. All right, man, we can be friends.
Yeah.
We don't have to agree on this.
We do learn that Nabu, at the end of the episode, decides that there needs to be a Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
And he refuses to give Wally, who has to take over the mantle temporarily, he decides to give Wally back his sentience on the condition that Ken keeps up the mantle.
And I think it's kind of interesting... It could be me projecting a little bit, but I get the feeling that Nabu is lonely.
Yeah.
and like
I wouldn't
Cloister.
even say that he's lonely. I think that he feels like he's not doing it.
Yeah.
That's bingo.
I mean, I think that's definitely true.
I would say, like, if you're he's there to serve a purpose.
Sure.
Right.
And,
he's just being kept on a shelf.
And also, Kent ships Artemis and Wally.
Yeah.
That's another thing
He does so well. Find you a girl
he's like, dude.
He's not going to take your crap.
That guy brings up his dead wife a lot.
He does.
He's losing his mind.
Although, he's ancient and he lost his wife.
Yeah,
he just wants to see his old lady.
No, it's fine. I love
his alliteration
I understand, but...
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
No.
He has an amazing alliteration
What is it?
line. I don't know it off the
Fuck
top
you.
of my head.
So, I think that's it for that episode.
Yes,
I can't
definitely.
think of anything else.
No, that's it. They get the helmet.
So, next one is Downtime, and this is where Aqualad has his strife. He doesn't know whether or not he wants to stay with the team.
You know,
And also, we fight Clayface in the beginning.
we do.
Yeah.
but he's,
Daddy's got to come home and clean up the mess because Clayface took them all out. This episode starts off really cool with like everyone's fallen and Aqualad's doing his best, and then fucking window above Clayface breaks, and Batman jumps in and throws some electric stuff on Clayface. It's like everyone go home and shower.
Yeah, basically. It's really cool. I could take or leave this episode, honestly. Personally.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Which is,
I feel like it gives depth to the character who already has the most.
Well, guys, this is the basketball scene.
It is the basketball
This
scene.
is
Yes.
Batman. Seems like he yells at
the
them.
main
He goes,
plot of
he
this
literally
episode, I
says
think,
to-
could be reworked.
he says to Calder, like, go hit the, figure out if you want to be here, go hit the shower.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, Robin is jealous.
Yeah.
Because he's not the leader, and he knows he doesn't want to be the leader, but like,
I don't think yet he has come to that conclusion that he doesn't know he wants to be. Yeah, I think he still wants to be the leader at this point.
I think that
he
he
makes the
knows that Aqualad would make a better leader for now. And they
Yes.
had that like really cool scene where he's like, I will take on the responsibility temporarily until you're ready.
Yeah, but what I'm speaking of is they haven't had the traumatic training sequence where he literally decides, I don't think I do want this anymore.
well, no. We'll talk about it when we get to
Yeah,
it. But I think it's more, he's accepted he's not the leader now. And of course he thinks it's in him, but like, there's this also weird symptom of, well, now I have to share Dad because there's a team and Dad's in charge of the team.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
Like, I don't know how much that moment has to do with the leadership aspect of it and more to do with sharing Batman.
Yeah. No, it definitely has.
And I think that's why the basketball scene feels like such a payoff.
It's so
Because-
because he's being such a good
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah, because it's like
my goodness, he
you're not-
sees that his son's upset.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen, I am always here for you.
yes, and it's not,
Always.
and it's like, you know, it's not about sharing me because, like, of course I'm there for everyone as much as I can be.
Right.
But come on, kid, we gonna play basketball.
Yeah. It's great.
And it's very moving,
Yeah.
especially the first time you see it. If you're really invested, it's a really good scene
And-
because it's also like it's done in that classic thing of he thinks he's gonna go do training.
Yes.
And like, no, they're just gonna play a fun game
Some
of one-on-one.
b-ball.
Yeah.
I think it's cool also because I think it exposes a certain type of Batman fan to a tenderness that we don't see Batman
Yes.
display.
Yeah. That still works.
Yes, that is in character.
It's organic
Yes,
too. It
yes.
doesn't feel like here's this.
Yeah.
Batman best dad.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it for that episode.
Best dad in the
right?
game.
I don't.
What
Yeah.
episode are we on?
We're
but,
on
okay.
episode 8
Yeah.
right now.
8. Episode 8. We got to try to, gentlemen. We'll talk more about this off pod. What?
I do want to say real quick for that last episode, it's cool that they include
I have more to say about
the
this
white
one.
Aqualad.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah.
I never liked him. I've always thought he was boring.
Vlad.
I know his
no.
name is the Tempest, like his
Yeah.
Garth.
Yeah,
Garth. Yeah, Garth is. I think it's cool that Garth is there. Anyway,
Wait,
and
is
there's
it Garth or Gar?
it's Garth.
Garth. Gar is what they call Garfield.
Garfield,
Garfield.
yeah.
And there's a great moment at the end of the episode where Calder is like, "What if we switched?" And he's like, "Nah," and then that's the end of the episode.
But also, they do the fun, like, there's this squid kid.
Yeah, there's the squid.
Yeah,
Kid.
yeah.
And he's like,
lays
hey,
out the memorial.
Aqualad, I was just doing a comic book of your origin story.
Oh, that's great.
And
That
I love stuff like that. Like, I love, it's so stupid, but, like, I'm just so on board for, here's the myth in this show, even if you know these two characters and
Right.
what the myth is.
Yep.
Like, here's our version of
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
So everybody's on the same page.
Because
I
I,
mean-
know that, like everyone, Wally, you get him.
Yeah.
And, like, Dick, you get it. But, like, you know, maybe you don't get Calderon.
Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, I don't know, it's worth it.
I mean, Caldor invented for the show. I believe.
I don't remember him being...
Yeah, Calder and Artemis, both completely invented for the show. And
Artemis, I don't think that's true.
Artemis, I'm
I think
almost
she was
certain.
in the... All right, well...
I'm almost certain Artemis.
If it wouldn't be our show if nobody did any research.
Right, exactly. So we're going to end there.
Yes.
We're going to come back. We're doing this on Monday.
1 through 8.
We're not done here.
Yeah, so tune in next Friday when this should be released for episodes 9 through 26. Or as far as we get for that.
We'll do our best.
Yeah.
We'll skip news.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so let's get into the next segment.
Do homework.
Right.
How far did you get in yours?
I am halfway done.
You're halfway done?
I started reading at 3 p.m. today. And I am halfway done.
Damn. I told you it's a quick read.
It's a very quick read. It's a very fun read. So, Zach, you gave me The Graveyard book by Neil Gaiman. That book is so sweet and adorable and genuine, and I love it. The standout for me is chapter 3, The Hound of God.
Yeah, that made me cry.
Yeah. I saw it happening as soon as he saw the dog. I was like, oh, okay, so that adds up.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, when he gets saved, and then she asks, she coyly mentions, he has a lot to learn. Maybe I'll come back, next year or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, I would like that. It was so nice and just genuine. I love the ghouls.
Yeah.
The fact that they name themselves, after super high positions, and one dude just named the 33rd president of the United States.
Have you read this? No? No, I'll give it to you.
Not
next.
a big reader, brother,
I know.
of novels.
I know. This is...
I could count on one hand, probably.
He's telling you. He's halfway through it. It's not a novel. It's like
I know.
The Hobbit.
It's like a children's book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
a jungle book.
I know the graveyard. I know the graveyard book.
All right, cool. We'll finish it.
Yeah, I plan on it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'll burn through it after I get done work tomorrow.
All right, speaking of burn. My homework.
Oh, Zach, tell me how you felt. Tell me how you felt about Blood Drive.
This was a new...
Oh, the sci-fi show.
Yes!
Right, yeah.
This was a new aspect of my friend.
Oh, tell me about Blood Drive.
I was interested in how this was going to come out as well. As a listener, because I know nothing of this show at all.
Well, it's not for me.
Okay. Understandable. I kind of saw that. It was a coin flip.
I had to take a couple of breaks.
How could you take breaks?
I had to take some breaks.
That's fine.
Do you want to know when I took breaks?
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely do.
All right. So I almost took a break. So I was on board when she killed the horny guys in the beginning.
Yep.
There's this Megan Fox type character in a Camaro SS. And,
well, so
which, by the way, is an okay car.
Yeah,
but
I'm not a car guy, dude.
Well, I'm a bit of one, and a Camaro SS is like, okay, I guess you could afford that. No, don't make that, because wait, there's going to be dismembered cheerleaders.
Like I said,
let's talk about
Megan Fox lady.
Let's talk about Blood Drive in general. So
it's
Blood
1999.
Yeah, Blood Drive is...
The oil companies have driven the world into an apocalyptic hellhole.
Oh!
People can't get no foods or water.
I do know Blood Drive. I do know
good.
Blood Drive. Yeah.
So it's a splattercore grindhouse, show. It's just, in my opinion, buckets and buckets of blood and fun. But not for Zach. Okay, what are the areas that you took breaks at?
I took a break when Hawk was explaining to his partner.
Okay. Hawk from Hawk and Dove is the other main character.
Do you remember the riots in 91?
Oh God.
And he got halfway through it. He got to this point where there was this cop, and I was 13. You could be tried as an adult then. And the guy's like, and then his partner, who is the worst actor on the face of the planet, and I understand that this is what
it's part
the
of it.
idea is. But he's like, man, I don't need to hear your bio. He's a black guy. And
you didn't get that?
No. But I feel like even he doesn't talk that way. Even he, pardon me. There's no way that gentleman actually speaks that way.
Yeah.
And someone's going, be blacker.
Yeah.
And I just took a break.
Yeah.
I just couldn't.
At that point.
That's
fine.
I mean,
because I was mad the second I saw Bobo, Megan Fox, and then and then there was this Hot Topic.
You're talking about the ringleader?
Yeah.
He's so good.
There's this Hot Topic guy.
What does that mean?
No, so
so imagine if Hot Topic was a person.
Was a living personification of Hot Topic.
Yeah.
So the blood drive is an event. It's helmed and created to get TV ratings.
Yeah, it's like
the
a death
entire
race.
show. The entire show is a
secret
parody.
TV ratings.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. They get corporate later on. It's great. But the entire show is basically it's a parody of making a TV show, like the stuff that you have to do in order to make a TV show.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, it gets there. You watch episode 1. It's a series. I'm not giving you any more. It's not for you.
It wasn't really for me. I mean, we can keep talking about.
No, it's
no,
fine.
blood and
That's
gore
it.
is not our flavor.
No, yeah, I had to take a break when there was dismembered cheerleaders because if it's so hard to get oil and gas, why are these teenage girls driving on this road
Because it doesn't run
where
on
there's
oil or
this
gas.
secret
Yeah,
race
doesn't it run
going
on
on?
It runs
that
on
is-
blood.
Yeah, it runs on blood.
But their car runs on gas. Only these special cars run on blood.
Right.
The cops are actually like, his
Oh,
partner
okay,
gets
okay,
in
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of trouble because the cops are like, "What you talking about vampire cars for?
Yeah, it's good.
Get this out of your report."
Vampire Cars is very good. See, someone wrote
And if I
that.
see another vampire card in here, I'm gonna make you suck my dick or something along those lines.
It is very oversexed. It's
Yeah.
great. Did you get to the end of the episode?
Yes,
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure.
I did because I did my homework.
All right. I'm sorry.
I can't
for
unwatch this.
insinuating
Yeah.
that you wouldn't do your homework. Who am I?
I had to rewatch it again today because I was like, maybe I was like in a bad mood or something when I watched it, or maybe I just need to like relax. I've seen it once. I know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Like
The shock factor's gone.
the shock factor's gone, and like let's just try to find something to hold on to and like about this. And I just and you know, it's not for me.
That's fine. Like I said, I didn't
And
think
then
it was going to be your
that
thing.
you've spent time watching this was so disheartening to me.
Oh,
I love
come on.
it.
It was no,
Come
no.
on.
It was because he's so smart and interesting.
You like Hunter x Hunter.
And
so
then like
that's
and
like
then,
the number one
and
checklist to
then
me.
his junk is just going into
Yeah,
that.
it's just drivel. I love it.
And he writes and like he's gonna think stuff like this is okay.
Because it is.
I like my
It's
I like
okay.
my fare of schlock. I can enjoy a schlock fest.
It
Even
was-
a genuine schlock fest. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place is a fantastic show, and that is
That's perfect. though.
yes,
That's
that is
amazing.
perfect, and it was doing it kind of before anyone was doing shit like that. But it's what I think of when I think of something like this. That is a sort of intentional, like.
It is definitely like it's not a Sharknado situation.
No.
It knows what it's.
It knows what it is and
Yeah,
is
yeah.
into these things
Yeah.
too. It's not like a
It's not a cash grab.
a cash grab.
There's a second where I thought this will mean less to you than it will to. There was a second where there's this character. One of the racers is called the Gentleman.
Mhm.
And there was a second where I was like, "Is that Anthony Stewart Head?"
No
it wasn't,
shit.
It wasn't.
I would
Because if it was, I would
Now-
be so much more on board. But it wasn't. It was,
and
it's
at the
some
same
American
time-
guy doing a British accent.
at the same time that would have made me sad. I would have thought, "Oh, Anthony,
Oh,
no."
I thought that too.
You've-
I was like, maybe there's something here.
Yeah.
If he's there.
Mhm. That's possible.
Yeah.
I love him. I love
Me
him to
too.
this day.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
But he wasn't there. It was some other guy.
Mm.
All right.
Your tongues and your fingers, however,
Oh,
are
good.
mine.
Oh goodness.
Okay. So, you like blood out. That's fine. Let's get into homework. What are you
Yeah.
giving me?
Oh, you're stuck with your book still. We'll finish it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I want something new. Like, that's gonna...
Oh shit! I wasn't prepared for this. You texted me and said I'm not going to finish the book.
Yeah.
So I was like, no problem.
Okay. All right.
In my head, I was like, no, check mark, done. I don't have to think about this. I promise I mean, if you have homework you want to give me, I can see if I wrote myself a note.
Okay.
So much of the shit I like, you already like.
Yeah, I know. That's annoying. I shouldn't have given you my homework list. I should have just made you reread this stuff. Okay, so the holiday season is still among us.
It's true.
So you have a couple of options. You can either take a podcast, comic book, or a series. So, if you're looking for a podcast, I would like you to check out it's a defunct podcast, unfortunately. But it is a podcast called Movie Maintenance. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's people trying to fix movies or pitch movies that don't exist. There's actually a specific one I'm going to give you. There is a episode called The Wizarding World. It's a Wizarding World movie pitch. It's from scratch, but it is done in a way that is that exact one. Yeah. It's done in a way that is fantastic. I actually really like the guy who does the pitch. He does a bunch of other stuff.
Say it again. What's the episode called you want me to hear?
It's called Wizarding World. It's Gabe's Wizarding World pitch. But that is just a really good podcast to listen back to. Like I said, they don't run it anymore.
Is it an older episode?
It's an older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of episodes.
Yeah. I'm just giving you one, man.
Oh, they talk about Spectre.
Yeah, they talk about a lot of movies. But I really like that specific episode.
Have you seen Spectre?
Yes, I've seen Spectre.
All right. Well, fine. Doesn't have to be homework then. Yes, I know. Hey, Gaston's here, guys.
Yep. Making his appearance for the episode.
Podcast cat.
What do you want from me? I got nothing for you, buddy.
Damn it.
Okay.
I promise it won't be Star Trek or anything. I'll think of something new.
All right, JoJo, you're getting homework.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have to come back.
I'm coming back. I definitely want to. I feel like, I was so jazzed to be on. I was like, I've listened to a bunch of episodes. Here's all the things I'm going to say. And something about the energy coming off the mic just completely flubbed me.
Oh, no. I talked about, when we talked about Daredevil, I want to talk about how much I missed the suit in season 3, which I never talked about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like when ebooks came to popularity and people were just like, "Oh, I missed the smell of books." Nobody talked about the smell of books. It's just in the moment you want it. All right. So your homework, JoJo, is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slump.
Oh, sure.
It's a anime running current season.
Yeah.
They're currently up to episode 9. Watch as much as you want to, or as little as you want to. The first episode has everything that you... The first episode is slow.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. If you can get to the second episode, it's pretty great.
So is your... do you not read manga because of access, or do you not like the format of reading it kind of backwards, basically? Because I know some people don't like reading things backwards.
Reading backwards is difficult, but not impossible.
Yeah.
It's more so... that it's just too expensive for me to keep up.
Because, I have a manga I would recommend that I have all the volumes of that I could just transport over here. If you haven't read it already, if you don't mind trying to tackle it, it's called Vagabond. It's about Miyamoto Musashi, the kind of folkloric samurai in the, feudal Japan. I'm not that good. I don't know what era of Japan it is. And it's sort of a well-known story. Like there are Kurosawa movies about it.
Right. No. Okay.
No. The samurai manga. Okay. I have all the volumes of it. I can totally bring it over. It's extremely good. I mean, it's. I don't want
to give it a chance.
Yeah. I would call it a meditative exploration of strength.
Okay.
Via samurai narrative, and the main character is fascinating, and the art is gorgeous, and it is a series that unfortunately kind of peters off and is still unfinished, but is an insane epic that once I started reading, I couldn't put it down. So.
Okay.
I'm gonna get this to you somehow.
Awesome.
So maybe we could discuss it, Because I think you would like it too, but I don't know how you would feel about reading manga either.
Always...
Our mother says it's... I want to get her to read... I have the great copy of Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind, and I think she would love that, but she just can't do the backwards.
Yeah, I have the same problem.
Yeah.
It does. One of these days we should start doing homework of stuff we've already... I want to talk to you about Casino Royale so bad. No, it's only because I just looked to the left. Okay. Give me time. Oh, you know what I actually thought to myself?
What did you thought to yourself?
Did you read 1608, the Neil Gaiman graphic novel?
No.
That's your other homework.
All right. 1608 it is.
I got it right here. There's no reason for you guys to talk. I can...
Oh, sorry.
No,
I
1602 is what it's called.
Completely distracted. You're hypnotic, Zach. I can't help myself.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll talk about it.
I
treasure it, but sometimes I read it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I have a kaleidoscope of emotions about that piece.
That's fair.
And I never want to say anything about it, even though I know as hard as I try, I could never paint your opinion about something.
Yeah. Good
luck. Tune in for that Batman v Superman episode.
It's gonna be so good. You're gonna end up saying that Jesse Eisenberg is a great Lex Luthor.
I am not.
But
here's
calling it right
now.
I
will consistently say that I respect your opinion, and Okay,
we'll get into it when we get into
it. Okay, we'll get into it.
Yes,
and the episodes we're going to record prior are going to only help me.
Yeah, they're going to help you change your mind.
I know I won't be there that episode, but there's literally nothing you could say to me that could convince me of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vince.
I like you. Listen, if your ideas are stuck in stone, then you're not going to change your mind. I'm saying if you go into it with an open mind and the way that I see the potentially best villain in DC Comics,
definitely,
I think.
And there's lots of ways to interpret it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I am open to that.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about nerdy stuff we did this week.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I was so ready. I was doing my Morgan Freeman congressional climb to my point. Okay,
Zach, what did you do this week?
No D&D this week.
Bummer.
No, I was so busy. Because it was just Thanksgiving and stuff.
Black Friday just happened.
Black Friday, poor Vince.
Life in retail. That was great. That's why the episode was late.
I read a bunch of your comics.
Good.
What did I read? I read some of I read boring stuff that other people have read a bunch of. I read some of the Rebirth or New 52, excuse me.
Yeah.
Batman stuff that you have on there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That seems to be the case with New 52.
Yeah. Oh yeah, New 52.
Cool Ninja Turtles book.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles book is very cool. Yeah. I like the art style in it.
Yeah. Really cool. It's really cool. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, I reread Saga because that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That was on there.
Yeah,
just like shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been. I watched. I'm subscribed to the DC thing.
Yeah.
So I read Robin Year One.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
guys, is it good? All right, I'll check it out.
Super good. Yeah.
I like the art in it. I always like the look of that book.
I liked that more than I liked Batman Year One, hands down.
I like Batman Year One. I mean, Batman Year One is another. I mean, to say I like the art in that book is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's also an integral story to like a lot of us growing up. It's like
I personally read it way.
I was
after my comic.
Maybe it's just
in our Young Justice episode. I'll whip this out. I was whelmed by that.
But we're too like homegrown Marvel. There was no DC stuff in our house growing up,
But it wasn't just that. It was just
for me. That's why I didn't come across it growing up. That's why it's like I would be like Batman. I mean, whatever. I like where are the X-Men? Give me some X-Men.
Yeah.
There's
no Gambit in this.
Yeah.
But also in that DC app, I've been watching a bunch of weird DC animated movies.
Did you watch Batman Ninja?
No,
I've seen Batman Ninja. I like Batman Ninja.
It's super good.
It is.
I'm not ready for that.
It's so good.
It's fun. It's like
It's like JoJo.
Okay, here I can pitch it for you in a way that you would watch it. It shares the plot of Ninja Turtles 3 pretty much entirely.
That was the first thing I learned that I was like, I don't know.
Yes, there's even like the same. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same.
A scepter?
Yes, it's like the same time scepter. No, I mean, okay, like it's an Elseworld story. Like, what do you want from it? I mean, some of them get. Well, you seem mad.
I'm not mad at it. I haven't gone to that restaurant.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to that restaurant. I don't like sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi's good.
A lot of people like sushi. I watched that weird.
I thought it was fun.
I watched that weird Green Lantern movie that's on there called Emerald Nights.
Yeah,
it's so good.
People are into that one.
It's not.
Stop. It's so fun.
I've never seen that one.
It's very fun.
I am a fan of these animated.
I find stories within stories or flashbacks within stories very distracting. And I think.
Did you not like Gotham Knights?
No, I like Gotham Knights. No, but I didn't watch it recently.
Jojo, do you want to take over?
Which one was that? Which one was that?
It came out around the time, and it's an older one. It came out around the time of like between or around Batman Begins and Dark Knight.
Yeah, it came out in the Nolan.
Yeah.
Okay.
When
Nolan it's like a Nolan-esque animated.
Nolan-esque.
There's
right. Some other stuff in it.
The one that's like a bunch of
crooks.
anime directors put it together. Are you
Right,
talking about that collection? Yeah. I like that collection.
It's okay.
Yeah. I like that.
I haven't watched it recently. I've never gone back to it. I watched it the one time and I was like, yeah, sure, I see what happened.
That version of the... I don't know what to call it. The animated series has a similar episode of children telling stories about Batman.
I couldn't find the title of that because I was going to be in the episode.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called either. But I like the dark... I like that one better. The Japanese directed one. I think it's more interesting. There's less Frank Miller.
That's probably caps off my nerdy thing.
And I bought and played all of Let's Go Pikachu, which I enjoyed. That's a nerdy thing I did this week.
You got a Venture Brothers book?
Got a Venture Brothers book from my dear brother for my birthday. And
we played Mario Party on Friday.
We did, yeah. Which was fun also. So I think that covers
the invite.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Sure. Only
4 controllers. There were only 4, yeah. I think there are 4 players max for the newest Mario Party. Which is kind of, Super Smash Brothers has 8, so what the hell, Nintendo?
Right. I played D&D this week.
Ooh.
It went fantastic.
Were you GMing or were you playing?
No, I was playing. So, like I said, me and my group, me and one other player in that group, we trade off with seasons with our campaigns. Last week, I reintroduced my character Dang, and at the end of that session, he left the group because when I built him originally, we didn't have like a damage dealer, and the campaign started with my first character, who was a paladin, died first episode, first session, dead.
Was that a plan?
No.
Was it like a morph situation where it was like, I made this guy to die because I want? Okay.
No. I built that character. I gave him a backstory. I love that character. He went into a situation that he couldn't win, didn't leave, died. So my second character, I figured, I'm going to make a character who will kill everything. I made a half-orc barbarian who does 102 damage in a turn. I was just going
to say, are you an orc or what are we doing?
So it got to the point where playing him kind of made the rest of the game unfun for other people.
What'd you name him?
Dang.
Really?
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a perfect half-orc name.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where I was doing the lion's share of the combat and everything like that, so I built that into his character, that he left the party because he felt he was making them weaker.
When you say that in a way that, like, people are like, hey, bro, let us fight some of these here guys.
Well, so they didn't bring it up to me, but I also play with a bunch of, like, very passive people, so I kind of took it into my hands.
In a D&D group?
Yeah. But, like, it was also not fun for me, like, to play, because I like being a part of that huge tapestry of like everybody's pulling their own weight. And
Sure.
Yeah.
So this session, I replaced Dang with a bounty hunter who was hunting the party.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I found out that the rest of the people I play D&D with are very bad at running from a bounty hunter.
I mean, one last thing on your too strong orc.
I want, once we wrap up.
Oh yeah,
and not to cut you off, but I did. But I love you. He DMs a bit.
Yeah.
And once we wrap up,
a DM train,
he's cool. He'll be cool. He'll be kind to us noobs.
You're more than welcome to take the reign.
I have heard how you guys play.
Oh my god,
it would be different. Like I would make you guys play.
You should make us play legit. I do not
make you guys play legit.
I don't play legit
because I feel like everything's a lot. Like you earn everything. And
that's fine by me. I would love.
He's great. I'm not saying
right. No,
yeah, I would love for him to be
styles.
able to play instead of always having to DM and plan everything and orchestrate everything.
I'm not insulted whatsoever. I would love to have someone take over the reins, and the other games I've played are more legitimate. I just am more of a
storyteller.
Yes, I go heavy in the story because I am not very good at containing the rules, so just negate them.
I also, and this isn't a criticism, I don't know how much he goes into plot and character.
Yeah, well, that just shows
those things become a story, but like JoJo knows the plot and he's got some character ideas. Remember I was telling you there was the guy who sounded like him?
Oh yeah.
And like there's this captain guy and like JoJo definitely comes into it like, no, I have an idea of who this guy is.
I gotcha.
I'm not very I was never very suited to certain aspects of it, and would be refreshing, certainly, to have someone who knows what they're doing around.
Well, by all means, I've been playing this game for going on 10 years.
Yeah, but certainly for the group, it would not be shocking to me not the realities of D&D, because we mostly do. It's just rolling dice and shit. It's just like they should be rolling dice a little bit more than I make them roll dice. But
I think that's mostly the thing.
That's mostly the thing.
You're lenient on like the technicality,
the nitty gritty of what the actual rules of the game are.
Yeah, gotcha. No worries.
Anyway, this isn't all a diversion of things.
But yeah, so my bounty hunter took down probably the most effective character in the party, and is currently hunting the others. So got that going on. Started watching Sabrina.
I loved it.
It's very good.
It's very good.
The soundtrack in that show is phenomenal.
I really liked the cinematography is really cool.
It's shot in a Stranger Things type way. That's it honors what it's going for. It honors its theme.
A ton of atmosphere. It if you like me had preconceptions about Riverdale, and
Riverdale's great.
Okay, well, you see when everyone likes. My sister loves Riverdale, or she liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think she fell off. I watched the first couple episodes, and I was like, I don't think this is for me. I loved Sabrina.
Yeah, no, I totally get how Riverdale is not for a lot of people.
I only watched the first few episodes, and I was like, this weird, soft Twin Peaks thing is weird.
Yeah,
so I think I'm good.
That's totally weird.
Sabrina, on the other hand, feels more like...
genuine.
It still feels like an Archie comic, honestly.
Yeah.
Which is probably what the newer comic, that it's literally taking name from, The Chilling Adventures, probably feels like tonally. I would guess. Never read it, but now I'm kind of interested. It's awesome.
Have you read any Archie comics?
No.
It's not a thing.
You're going to have so much homework.
I had an ex-girlfriend who was really into them.
And our brother was really into the Archie Sonic comics.
Oh, man.
Yes.
The crossover comics are the best
right.
ones.
Yes.
I remember that era.
Adam was really into the Archie Sonic comics.
I grew up in a good house for nerditude.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Everybody was...
had our own thing.
Yeah, you're going to get plenty of
that's why I'm...
Archie. Beyond that, that's all I did.
Really?
Nerdy wise, yeah. It was Black Friday weekend.
Oh yeah, you were crazy.
Oh yeah,
you had holiday stuff.
Yeah,
this guy had 2 Thanksgivings, bro. All right, so God damn it, that's the show.
That is the show.
Geez.
Yeah, we're really great at ending these.
Money Python.
Yes, and they just need to end a bit.
Yeah.
Please,
the hardest thing is to
feel free to follow the Twitter at nerdy_pod. Join the nerdy neighborhood.
Yep. Go to our YouTube because we haven't had a PCast meeting for a
expect the pod to go up in an actual podcast format maybe beginning of the year when things start to slow down for me at least.
Yeah. Vince is busy and he's IT. He does all the editing and all the hard stuff actually. Yeah. I mostly just provide a place where we can smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
But I want to say thank you for having me, guys.
Don't thank us yet. You'll be back on.
I will be.
And it was a true pleasure. It was a lot of fun.
It's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
And I actually think you kept this on point.
Oh, yeah. I tried.
So.
I mean, I tried. I still felt like I need to shake off my podcast. I don't
rust.
know. Yes, my podcast rust.
Well, I mean, all right. We should wrap it up.
Yes.
Let's one more time. Follow our YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Subscribe
to the YouTube. Follow the Twitter account. Jojo, if you want to plug anything.
No, I don't have anything really. I have no presence. I'm an enigma.
Wrapped in a question.
Yeah. No. You'll
followed by an exclamation.
Yeah, you'll hear me again.
Leave me alone.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's been Jojo.
Yes.
I'm Zach.
I'm Vince.
And that's a good way to end an episode.
There we go.
Wow.